wait a minute. Is there blue on your hair?
No.
Okay, because it's our lighting. I love it. That's why I was like, you might want to do blue tips. That is so cute.
Maybe I do.
Oh my God.
I'll have to watch the lighting. I'm like, no.
We gotta take a picture of that. It's super cute.
I'm open to it.
I know. Welcome to the Sold Out Sales Podcast, the podcast that will equip both the seasoned sales professional and the more reluctant seller with mindset shifts and strategies needed to succeed in a competitive marketplace. Welcome to the Sold Out Sales Podcast. It's one of my favorite places to be because I get to be with you and I get to be with amazing people like Sarah Gilliland, who's here with me today. And I have been chasing her for an entire year to get her on this podcast because she is one of my favorite people and she's super busy and has an amazing law firm and does all the things that she's going to tell you all about. But I'm just delighted to have Sarah here with me today.
Thank you, Tish. And yes, you chased me for a year, but I want to express gratitude for your doing that because I by no means perceive myself as too busy to be here.
Oh.
But then I made you chase me for a year. So never again, because I love every moment I spend with you.
Likewise.
And I'm grateful for it because I'm so excited to be here.
Well, look, y'all are going to be glad that I chased her for a year too because she is amazing and so much fun.
We're going to have a good time.
Yes, we are. So tell me about yourself, about Rising Brand Legal, all of the things, because your formal bio will be on the website and people will get to see all of those things. But just tell me about yourself. But please include something that we're not going to read in your bio. We're not going to see on your website, and we probably won't find it on your socials.
Wow. Okay. She didn't prepare me for this. So Sarah Gilliland, founder of Rising Brand Legal, creator of The Legal Shop. Rising Brand Legal is my full service law firm. We focus on trademarks, brand protection, all things for entrepreneurs and small businesses. Mm-hmm. Legal Shop, born out of necessity with how many people I had contacting me saying, hey, I found this on the internet, or I pieced this agreement together from a dozen I saw. How much would you charge me to review it? Well, reviewing is kind of like this, where's Waldo situation. Yeah. And so I just created a fix to that problem where there was something affordable for people just starting out. This maybe is somewhere, but you would have to dig for it.
Okay.
Rising Brand Legal is actually my second law firm I've owned. So this is round 2.
Okay.
If you had met me in 2018, I was never going to be a lawyer again. I was retired. I had sold my firm. I did not want to be a lawyer anymore because being a lawyer meant I was burnt out. Yeah. It was hard. Yeah. It meant people expected me to be someone who I wasn't, so I didn't want it anymore. Yeah. And it took me a couple of years to say... What it took was me telling other business owners, no, you can do it your way. You don't have to do it everybody else's way. And it was only about 2 years of me saying that before I heard it.
That's how we are, right?
And said, I can be a lawyer that wears ripped knee jeans and can talk and act and be myself. Yeah. And that actually makes it fun and easy. So that's where Rising Brand Legal started, is me finally listening to my own advice and deciding that at 35, I actually probably wasn't retired because the way my bank account's set up is I was like, not girl, retired.
Go back to work.
Go back to work. My husband, who you know as well, as supportive as he is, little nudge of maybe working would be a good idea for you.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, speaking of advice or just like being fun, you guys got to go over to Instagram right now and follow. Can you tell us your Instagram handle real quick?
At The Lawyer Sarah is where I'm the most fun. There's also at The Legal Shop that, I'll probably get the professionals to help me be more diligent there. But you will get all of my personality and all of it at The Lawyer Sarah.
I love, literally, you are a scroll stopper for me. I'm literally like, what's Sarah talking about? And I'm like, are we on? Are we off? Are we BOI? Are we on?
I don't know. I still don't know.
I know.
And by the time this airs, we probably
won't know, but I trust you. So I'm like, what is she saying about it? But you are such a riot and so informative. And I love that you choose to be yourself because you're right. When I think attorney, I automatically think stuffy business suit, very buttoned up, very polished. And I know you can pull that off when you need to as well. But
I can put on those stilettos when I need to. Yes.
But I just love the version of you. How long did it take? You said 2 years in the business, but we all have like a confidence journey that kind of takes us to the place of just saying, you know what, this is me, take it or leave it. I'm okay with myself. How long did it take you to get there? And what was that process for you?
I probably am still on that journey, if I'm honest.
Okay.
I probably definitely still get in my own head with it. So, for example, I am emceeing an event tomorrow. And I'm so excited about what I'm wearing. And I still will get a whisper of being like, is there going to be anybody in the room that's like, what does she think she's doing?
Wow.
And it's not even that crazy.
I know, right?
I'm wearing a suit that happens to be shorts instead of long.
Love that.
That are bright colors.
Yeah.
But I'm still on that journey, and that's okay. But it was probably a solid couple of years of just going full rebel, of going from lawyer to getting my yoga teacher training to going on spiritual retreats to really... I think I had to go through that process of really just rejecting it all together, rejecting the whole package, and then coming back and piecing out the things that work for me.
Love it.
My education doesn't have to get thrown away.
Yes.
My experience and my expertise doesn't have to get thrown away. And so I could throw it all out and then go back and be like, oh, wait, I actually meant to keep that piece or keep that piece. So probably forever a work in process, but a solid couple of years of just really unwinding the stories and how many experiences I had in that first firm of, having a nonprofit work day that people in my office had an absolute conniption that I wore jeans and a t-shirt that day because there was a solid couple hours in the office that weren't going to the work day with the nonprofit. And I should have buttoned up for those couple of hours and I was the boss.
Yeah.
Name was on the door, and still the inadequacy and the shame of somebody coming at you for the way you look or the way you've shown up. Man, that gets in your cells.
It sure does. Absolutely. For certain. What's funny is, similar to you, because before this business, I owned a staffing company.
Okay.
And, I had a big office with, staff and it had wood floors and, it was in a bank building and all of that, right?
Bank building.
And I promise you, as much as I loved being a business owner, I hated every minute of it. I would go into my office and I literally would say to myself, what are we doing? Because I had gone, I had come out of a company that I worked for about 8 years. And I basically just took their model, put my name on it, if you will, and just said, this is what I'm supposed to do. And I was like, this doesn't feel like me at all, right? And even though it's like, I have a jacket on today, but I'm doing it because I want to, not because I feel like I have to, right? Because I'll be in something different later.
Yeah.
And I just feel as though as entrepreneurs on some level, we forget that conversations we have with other clients and say, girl, do you?
Yeah.
And we don't do that for ourselves so frequently. So I'm same. So sometimes I still get on Zoom and I have a client that's maybe a bigger business and they may be more buttoned up. And I have to be like, I'm okay. It's okay. I'm good. And if I need to make the changes because I want to make it, wait a minute. Is there blue on your hair?
No.
Okay, because it's our lighting. I love it. That's why I was like, you might want to do blue tips. That is so cute.
Maybe I do.
Oh my God.
I'll have to watch the lighting. I'm like,
we got to take a picture of that. It's super cute.
I'm open to it.
I know.
I'm definitely open to it.
I love it. Okay, we digress. But I just love that we get to be ourselves and still be successful and not feel as though it takes something away from who we are as business owners. Right?
Exactly. And like you said, no shame to the person who loves to suit up every day. If that's them, if they feel powerful that way, I love that.
Yeah.
There are days that I feel powerful that way and I do it.
For certain.
But the choice is
what makes a difference.
Yeah.
I love that so much. Well, tell me this because, again, I know you're fantastic, phenomenal on Insta, and I see you at networking events, and I've heard you speak. I've been in your workshops. All of those things are fantastic. What is the primary way, however, that you find your ideal clients or they find you?
It has been in the rooms. whether it's workshop or being a worker bee in the rooms.
Yeah.
It's finding those rooms, those networking groups, but not the card exchanging situations. For me, for my business, it's been the places that you build genuine relationships.
Yep.
And what I found and what I believe so strongly, and how it relates to sales, because you and I have talked about this, is when you build those genuine relationships with people who are also in business, who know what it's like, whether it's similar or not to your type of business, and they want to see you win and you want to see them win.
Yes.
It's like you have this unofficial team of salespeople out in the world.
No doubt.
And they're all outselling your business, not in the most genuine way. In a way you almost can't train a in-house salesperson.
For sure.
Because it's just them wanting to help other people and share about your business, and you're doing the same for them. And so, referrals only. But when I hear referrals only, I think more like referrals from past clients.
Yeah.
This is like referrals from just the network of people I know and love.
I call it my unpaid sales force.
Yeah.
And
it's strong.
And, we can say, because I'm one of yours for certain, and I know other lawyers. I know other lawyers who do exactly what you do. But because of our relationship, I'm so like, oh, you need to talk to Sarah. Let me give you her number. Let me make an introduction. It's like second nature because of the relationship that we've built. And so how do people who hear this and go, I don't know how to do that. I don't even understand what they're talking about. How do people find that for themselves so that they realize that being in those rooms is more than handing out business cards? It's more than just showing up for the big events. It's really developing those types of relationships where people want to go to bat for you. Yeah.
Sometimes it's hitting up Facebook, social media, sometimes even like, meetup.com, some of those to just see what's going on in my area. So locally, what's going on? Where are these people hanging out? Some of the co-working spaces are pretty cool for starting to meet people and learn where those events and those rooms are. They have to be authentic for you.
Yes.
So when you go, now if you're an introvert, I know every room you go into, your tummy's going to hurt a little bit. And you're
Mine does still, but it's okay.
You're going to be like, oh. But also trust your gut. If you're in a room, no matter how amazing other people say it is, and you just can't feel like your authentic self there, it's not for you.
No.
Nobody has to be a bad guy. There's 10 billion people in this world. Not all of us can be for each other.
Yeah.
But just make yourself get in there, meet other people, do one-on-one coffees, Zooms, that kind of thing. Really start building those friendships and relationships, because it's so vital for just having confidence in day-to-day business also.
Yes.
But the side effect is that unpaid sales force. And you make a really good point with the, knowing other attorneys and knowing other people that do the things and still making the referrals, because when it's that relationship, you also know the personality fit.
Yes, very true.
I know other attorneys that do exactly what I do, and sometimes I refer people to them because I know the personality fit, the expectations, how they work with people. They're better with someone else than with me. And I just want the win. I want the win for the client. I want the win for me.
Right.
And if it means somebody else is better, great.
Yeah.
But I've been in the rooms where there's multiples of us. It doesn't feel like competition.
Yes.
At all.
Very true. Very true.
Because me or this attorney, it's so identifiable. We have that personal brand down.
Yes.
And that's where when you walk into that room and it's authentically you're putting your real personal brand out there. It's going to be so clear to people, oh, hey, you are a great fit for so-and-so.
Absolutely. And, I think it's interesting because we create the competition opposed to the collaboration because of how we see ourselves. I think when we come in with that insecure scarcity kind of mindset, I'm automatically going to see everyone in the room as competition. Whereas if I come in with that, I'm abundant and I recognize that there are people who only I can really, support in the way that they need to be supported, and only you can support people. It's a very different kind of, you enter the room differently because you feel like there's some for me, there's some for you, this is enough for everybody.
And it gives a level of confidence that I wish I could bottle up.
I know.
That I wish I could bottle up and gift.
Oh, for certain.
To people.
For certain.
And same as everything else. Do I always have it? Do I never feel competition? No, of course. We're humans.
Right.
but it's a muscle that you work.
Yeah.
That when you keep showing up, even if your tummy hurts, when you keep looking at things with abundance instead of competition, it naturally works. It's like this universal pixie dust that goes over you and your business, and it just works.
It absolutely works. Have you ever gone to a networking event or a conference and found that although you made great connections and you walked away with a stack full of business cards, you still didn't have a real plan for how to get a good return on your investment of both time and money? Well, let me tell you, having a networking and sales planner is a way for you to be more intentional about the way that you network.
Hey, I'm Susan Gladstein. I'm a functional nutrition and metabolism specialist, and I got connected with Tish because she is a rock star at systems and sales. And so I downloaded the planner to help get my brain organized as I went through a rebrand and launched a new course. And it's really helped me sort of get things out of my head and onto paper so that I can actually do follow-ups and not just rely on my brain. So far, it's rocking my world and making my business systems that were non-existent actually have some sort of structure. So I love it. It's amazing. And I'm so grateful that our paths have crossed.
I've been working with sales professionals for almost 15 years. And one of the things that I find is that when they don't have a plan, they do nothing. They sit at their desk and wonder what to do. Well, with this networking and sales planner, you have profit producing activities for every single day of the week. It tells you where to go, what to say, even give you prompts as to how to interact with people that you don't know. If you're an introvert and you feel like this isn't for you, I have already thought of you because I understand exactly how introverts think. So this gives you the tools enabling you to be armed with words, with language, so that you can make your networking more profitable.
Hey everyone, Rachel Neighbors here from solo401k.com. And I wanted to take a moment to talk about how awesome this sales networking planner is that Tish put out. So as you can see, I have it on my Remarkable. That's my sort of e-ink planner. And this sales planner has been so helpful for me. So I'm an old school pay-per-click marketer. I do Google ads, Facebook ads, and I know how to turn advertising into profit. But I didn't know how to turn network sales into profit. And when I met Tish, this woman literally wrote the book on networking called, Networking is Not a One Night Stand. And she's put that experience and that energy and those valuable tips into this networking sales planner. And I just think that it can be so powerful for you in your business. I know it's been really helpful for me and mine. One thing that Tish told me is, Rachel, when you meet someone, put them into your planner and then follow up with them like they're a lead that you've generated on Google Ads or that you followed up with or that you've generated on Facebook. And that has been so helpful and transformative in my business. So thank you, Tish, for this awesome planner.
Maybe you don't even like networking. You say things like, networking doesn't work. Well, let me tell you, when you have a plan in place, you have some intention, and you have the tools to be able to make it work, you will see a different result. My new networking and sales planner is a game changer. It's the difference between you going to an event, wandering around and walking away without any purpose and without any new money, and walking into an event with a plan, with a purpose, and being able to convert new clients into your business. No one wants to feel inauthentic and pushy or even salesy when following up. So frequently we just don't do it at all. Well, the profitable follow-up formula, which is in the back of your networking and sales planner, will give you the tools and the language and the frequency with which you should be following up so that it feels very authentic. It feels genuine and natural both to you and to the people that you're reaching out to. Go to tishtimes.com/planner to get your digital or physical version of your planner.
Hi, my name is Cheryl James from CL James Consulting, and I just want to tell you a little bit about how awesome this networking sales planner is. I started intentionally networking at the beginning of this year, and I have been using my planner on a regular basis, not only to get inspiration, but to track the people I want to meet and the people I have met, and to make sure that I follow up with them from week to week. So if you are looking to network intentionally and hold yourself accountable, this planner is a must-have.
And once you get your planner, you'll also receive a video series that's going to teach you how to maximize your networking and how to use this planner to get the best result and best return on your investment of both time and money. If you are ready to stop wasting time with networking and turn your networking into a sales machine, then go to tishtimes.com/planner and grab your networking and sales planner. So, Sarah, tell me this, because, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you may have people helping with this now, but as a business owner in your firm, do the majority of the clients that come through, do they end up normally talking to you before they become a client? Or are you generally the salesperson within your organization?
Yeah, I'm 100% the salesperson.
So tell me, what do you feel is your secret sales strategy beyond networking and doing the one-to-ones and meeting people? Is there anything that you feel like really works for you the majority of the time when you're encountering potential new clients for your company?
Yeah, calling it a sales strategy is so true, but I don't know that I've ever thought of it that way, which how cool is that? Yeah. But it is really taking the time and effort to see and feel things from the client's perspective. Mm-hmm. Are they brand new in business? Have they never even thought about being an entrepreneur before and this is new? Yeah. I'm not going to have a conversation with them that I'm just throwing out entrepreneur lingo and talking over their head and trying to impress them with how smart I am. I really make an effort to level with my client wherever they are. Right. My firm has an absolute no shame policy.
Love that.
That I don't care what you've done legally so far or if it's nothing at all. Mm-hmm. There's no shame involved. I would never tell someone, "Oh, I can't believe," and the whole thought is the feeling, not the words, but I just don't want anyone I'm talking to ever feel like I'm trying to place myself above them. We're a team. Mm-hmm. And I think that actually, like I said, I've never considered it as a sales strategy, but yes, it is. It's part of that sales conversation, mm-hmm. and it's a relationship strategy. Right. And it's a good filter too, because if somebody wants the lawyer mm-hmm. that's going to use the big words and baby them, mm-hmm. I'm not a good fit.
Right. That's so good. And I think so often as business owners / sales professionals, we tend to not create those parameters well enough to where we can, as much as we want to attract the right client, we also repel the wrong clients. Mm-hmm. And so we end up with people that we're just like, oh my God, when is this contract over? Because we've attracted someone that we're not the best fit for, sometimes because we feel like we needed it, but mm-hmm. other times because we just haven't put it down in writing to understand exactly what we want opposed to what they think they need.
Yeah. I have a word for that.
What do you call
phrase? The most expensive money you ever make.
Oh, girl. Yes. I love that. It's so true.
Because it is.
Yeah.
And that's not only mine. I think my old partner and I probably came up with that together in our first firm. But there were, whether it's actually liability-wise risky or mm-hmm. just that bag fit, that energetic drain.
Yes.
And it's a good way to check yourself when you need the money in business. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When you're like, we absolutely need another sale. Yeah. I know this isn't a great fit, but we're going to take it. When you view that as it's money, but it's expensive money, it lets you really kind of say, oh gosh, is that going to drain me? Is that going to make me not go get the good sale? Is that going to make me not show up at the next event because I'm just so taxed from this client relationship? Mm-hmm. And again, nobody's a bad guy. No. You don't need to demonize that client that's not great to work with and make them a bad guy because they've drained you. It's just not a good fit, and it's your responsibility to recognize that.
It is.
Even when it's so hard.
Even when it's hard. I find myself asking questions, and unfortunately it's often on the back end of that, where it's like, what was I thinking? Not even like, what was I thinking, but like, what was my mind? Where was my mind at that moment? Mm-hmm. What caused me to believe this? What did I miss? So I began to now create almost some SOPs for myself and my sales process.
So smart.
When I find that I've gotten someone in my business that probably wasn't the best fit and I needed, so next time I'm like, okay, we're looking at these things. And I think one of the hardest, but the best thing I've ever done is turned away a pretty big opportunity because it's like, no, it's not worth it for either of us because I don't think it'll be a good ending for either one. I don't think we'll be successful on either side. So that's a hard decision, but it's a really good decision, right?
It's so hard. Now, I have a really great accountability partner because my office manager is my sister.
Oh, yeah.
And she has worked with me for almost 15 years.
Oh, wow.
She said 10 the other day. I'm like, girl, we both stopped counting.
Yeah.
But because one, she has to deal with it too when it's a bad fit. But she can hold me accountable when I'm making excuses for trying to work my way around what should be that SOP in the sales process.
Yeah, we all need one of those. It's like, okay. And I love that. And I don't have this model anymore where I had a big team and we had these big meetings, around bringing on new clients. But what we did as a result of those bad decisions I'd made previously is we would have before we would enroll a client, we would literally almost interview them. They didn't see it as an interview, but we kind of asked specific questions and then we met as a team. Is this a good fit? Can we serve them well? Is this someone that's going to walk away happy? Are we going to be happy working with them? And then if it wasn't a good fit as a team, then we decided we were gonna decline those opportunities. Or, we obviously would refer them to a better team that might be best to work with them. But that was, again, it was difficult, but it was absolutely, mentally, it was the best thing I ever could have done.
Good. And the team is great because if any one person has the rose-colored glasses on, the other one's going to be like, I don't know what you think you see. Like the sales, beer goggles?
I know, right? I was like, no, ma'am, take those off.
Take those off. It is nice, but even when we're solo, kind of having that accountability that we can separate ourselves out and being like, okay, me, the salesperson wants to say yes, but me, the lawyer that's serving other clients also, me, the business owner that has this plan for my business, am I seeing everything the same way as sales Sarah that wants to say yes?
So look, have meetings with yourself if you're by yourself before you say yes to just any client, especially if you're giving yourself pause. Yeah. It's like those pauses that we take and then we ignore them. It's problematic almost all the time.
Or the excuses.
Yes. But this time, we can make it work this time.
I know they just sent me 7 back-to-back novel link emails before they even hired me.
Yeah.
But I bet it's just because they're extra excited.
Right. It's like, I don't think so for certain. Okay, what about, you've had some great successes. I know this. What about what you might consider a sales flop or at least a lesson? And, maybe trying to engage someone that you thought was a great fit, but they just didn't close. And you might realize you could have done something different to convert that opportunity.
Okay. Yeah. Next. I'm trying to think. I think sometimes there's definitely been times that maybe I'm more excited about their business than they are. Yeah. They're just not there yet.
Yeah.
And maybe it wouldn't have made them close, but it probably would have put less sales effort into them. I very much, I may have already said this, but I very much see myself as an entrepreneur first, and I happen to be a lawyer. Like that happens to be my expertise. Yes. So I can get the way that people get. Some people just love babies. I don't know if you're a baby person.
I loved my babies, and I love other people's.
I could do with or without other people's babies. But mine are great. I mean, they're big now, but how there's this people that just want to hold and pinch the cheeks. Oh, yeah. I'm that way with people's businesses. I want to pinch your business's cheeks.
Yes, girl, your sales process. Give it to me. Yes.
But there are some people that just aren't ready to actually grow. They have an idea. They think they might turn it into a business. And I'm like, oh, yeah, let's do this. And legally we could do this and this and this. And I'm more excited than they are.
That is so good, actually.
And I probably could have taken the cues that they're just not there.
Yes.
And it's not going to be a sell. So let's get them on a different path. Maybe the legal shop would have been a better referral at this time. And I can read the room a little bit better on where are they versus how excited I am for what they could do.
I wish I had a dime for every time that happened to me, because I get so,
I won't need a business.
So excited for people, and I can see it, and I can see what's possible, and they're just not ready. They're just not there yet, right? Or they just don't see themselves. For instance, when I tell people, we're going to do LinkedIn Lives for you, and we're going to help you, get more visibility so you can make more sales. And they're just like, yeah, no. So
like, I don't ever want it. That sounds like the worst thing I could ever do.
Yeah. So, of course, I've learned now, it's like, I want to make sure you're doing things that are in your comfort zone to some degree, meaning you'll actually do them.
Yeah.
I'm going to push you a little bit, but something you'll actually do. But I get super excited for my clients, but sometimes you're right, more excited than they are for certain. Who would you say is your dream client? And it maybe not a person, but the type of people that you really love working with.
I love working with, and this may lawyer-wise sound counterintuitive, but I love working with that entrepreneur that is building an empire. Mm-hmm. They're not, it's not the one and done business. Right. It's what's next. Yeah. Because I get to go on that. Yeah. I get to do all that with them. Things with them, yes. All the new innovations. So I love that entrepreneur that is growing and building and scaling and having new innovations every step of the way. Yes. That's so fun for me. Yes. And often, when I say it sounds counterintuitive from the lawyer perspective, oftentimes the great fit is somebody that success kind of crept up on them. They were just doing all these things, and then they said, oh, wow, I actually have a lot, and that means I have a lot of exposure, and I need you to help me. Yes. They're very motivated. I guess I just now realize how I'm saying that. They're the opposite of that person that's just not ready. They're very motivated. They're very ready. And I get to go, they have so many business cheeks I can pinch. I don't physically pinch anybody. We keep our hands to ourselves. But it's because I have that itch for entrepreneurship and probably to my family's appreciation, I'm not trying to build something new every day. If I get to do that with someone else, it's my client.
You live vicariously through
I can live vicariously. And that is, you can see I just light up when I think of those clients. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it absolutely is when we find the perfect ones, right? Yeah. What types of if any, what types of technology and tools do you feel work to help you identify and convert new business for your company?
I use social media a lot. We talked about this. It was with the Attract or Retract. I was at a table at one of these events with people talking about similar. And I said how much I love Instagram for it. And one person at the table kind of just like sat back, whole posture change, and said, I would never hire a lawyer I saw on Instagram.
Wow.
And it was very much a self-proud moment, pat on the back. I didn't have a moment of offense. Yeah. I said, I love that. I love that because it means we're not wasting each other's time. And I have great referrals for you. If that's not the vibe you want in your lawyer relationship, I can definitely get you to someone that would be a great fit. And we've kind of already done that filtering. Yes. And so that ends up being a really great tool for me because that's where people find me first. And they're either so turned off or so attracted that it ends up being very much a filtering tool that we're not having to human manage in any way. It just is a natural tool of it.
I love that so much. I hate that we're out of time.
We're here already.
We're out of time, but I know we've already given your Instagram handle, but you can repeat it, but tell people how you would love for them to reach out to you if, in fact, they're the right fit for your
Yes. You can definitely watch my Instagram stories first and be like, she's great. Or you can DM me and say, can I please have a referral of anybody but you? That's fine. Instagram's a great hub. At the Lawyer Sarah, because in my bio link, you can book with me. You can get a tutorial on that BOI report. If it happens, doesn't happen, happens, doesn't happen. Yeah. You can get all of my free resources there. Anything you want from me, you can get right there from my bio link on Instagram at the Lawyer Sarah.
Wonderful. Well, I'm so glad Even though it took us a minute, it's been well worth the wait. Thank you so much for being here today. It's been an honor and a pleasure. And
Same.
I'm just excited to continue to refer business to you because you're so amazing.
and same, absolutely.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks, Tish.
See you all next week. Thanks for listening to the Sold Out Sales Podcast. I would be so appreciative if you would show me and my amazing guests some love by leaving a review on your favorite podcasting platform. Also, go over to tishtimes.com/resource page and make sure you pick up your sales and networking handbook, especially for introverts. Also, I'd love to continue this conversation, so make sure you connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. I'll see you back here next week.